would definitely include my education. I went to school, I have a degree in fine art. If it weren't for that, I think that I might have felt slightly more lost when it comes to actually entering the world as somebody who works with visual media. It established me with an understanding of how to talk about what I do in a way that I don't think I could have done on my own.
Mhm. How did you become passionate and involved in design?
I became passionate about design as an extension of a need to communicate those things, because without design, I would be unable to fully share my experiences with people and to connect with them on a way that I want to connect with them.
What are your core values and how are they reflected in your practice?
For me, the core value that keeps me going is curiosity, because that is just a bottomless pit of endless energy that I can just always dip into whenever I need to. The work itself that I make comes from personal spaces, personal ideas, ideas about identity and self. And so day to day life and growing up influenced a major part.
What would you say your design process is?
So it's usually something that I already have. It's something that I tried out. So like with this hat behind me, I had already purchased this fringe that I was really curious about, and I had hot glued it to a piece of fabric, and I was like, this is it. So usually from there, I'll start to sketch out what I want to do with it or what my ideas could be. So in order to avoid making this concept 16 different ways in the physical world, I have to draw it out, and I have to kind of like pick which one of those I'm going to go with. And so that's what I did with this one is I just like was like, this is how it's going to be. And then I just executed it.
How do you collaborate with other individuals to realize your impactful work?
One of the things that I realized about collaborations in doing these recent pieces is that there's nothing that I make which isn't a collaboration. Every single thing that I touch, that I do, that I make, it's all related to other people somehow. Somebody already made it, somebody made the material, somebody shipped it here. Um, and once I started thinking that way, it kind of unblocked me from feeling like the work that I make is an island, or that the design that I do is my own. It's not my own. It might be unique, but it's influenced by the world in ways which my small human brain can only try and fathom.
Where would you say design is going?
I think the design tends to go in cycles. So I think that in the next year to 4 years, we're going to see, we already have seen more obnoxious stuff, things that this is what I'm hoping for. I want more obnoxious stuff. I want loud. And I think that we're going to start seeing more loudness, more textural elements, hopefully more fringe. Get back to fringe, that'd be pretty sweet.
What are the biggest challenges you face?
Definitely insecurities. Um, Tons of insecurity. There's so much insecurity. I mean, the hardest challenge for me has been having to figure out who myself is so that I can acknowledge both of them without having to live by both of them or either of them. I still do sometimes, but the older I get, the easier it is to recognize what's going on inside and outside.
Advice would you give to a young student?
My best advice is for where students are at now is like form friendships, work on those friendships. At times, prioritize those friendships, maybe occasionally over schoolwork. Because looking back, it's those friendships that are going to be your network after you graduate. It is your mentors that you choose that are going to be writing your letters of recommendation. Um, and it's those people who are going to understand where you came from that can help guide you where you should go.